keeping a close eye on what's going on in the Russia-occupied Kherson region. There are reports that this long-awaited counter-offensive from Ukraine has been launched, trying to retake the country's south. How true is this? What do we know about what's going on at the moment, then?
Well, we know that Ukrainian forces had attempted to conduct counteroffensive on multiple directions in Kherson region, and they were successful in at least several areas. Earlier reports suggest that Ukrainian forces have recaptured 4 villages near Kherson, and that in many areas the Russian forces are evacuating, that the Russian defenses had been breached. This is very important because Kherson was the only regional center which had been taken over by the Russian forces in the early days of the start of the large-scale war in March, and it has a strategic location. First, it is located on the west bank of the Dnieper River, and from this location, it opens the road towards Mykolaiv and Odessa, Ukraine's 2 largest ports on the Black Sea. If Russians were able to conduct an offensive towards Mykolaiv and Odessa, that can potentially deny Ukraine from accessing Black Sea and would fundamentally turn it into a landlocked country. Russia does have an aspiration to capture those areas, so retaking Kherson would mean that Russia would not be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, what the significance of this area is. I mean, you've explained it very clearly there that this is really key to the situation that Ukraine is facing in terms of Russia occupying the area. We've seen a late night video address from the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and he has issued this really quite a stark warning to Russian forces, saying if they want to survive, it's time for Russian soldiers to flee and go home. You were saying that there have been reports that there are some Russian soldiers who are fleeing the area.
Yes, there are reports in the media. Obviously, it's very difficult to confirm whether these reports are true at the time when active fighting is going on. But it is my understanding that what Ukrainians are attempting to do is to force the Russian forces to withdraw rather than to actually engage in head-to-head combat. This is particularly important in terms of the safety of the civilians who are in those areas, and these are Ukrainian civilians. So Ukrainian forces would be extremely unlikely to employ the same tactics as the Russian forces had employed in other parts of Ukraine in this war, where the Russian artillery would be just destroying entire towns and cities in order to advance further. So what Ukrainians are trying to do is to threaten Russian supply lines and positions in order to force them to flee.